Oke, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Very good morning. Okay, very good morning to all of you. Alhamdulillah. Salatu wassalam Rasulillah. All praises be to Allah, God of the universe, the creators of heaven and earth. And we thank for all of his gifts and blessing and everything that he gave us until today. And salat and salam for our messenger, the final messenger, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. We hope that we can get his syafa'ah in the hereafter and meet him in the Jannatul Firdaus. Amin. Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalam Rasulillah. This is a very good day for everybody here. And we would like here to discuss about the merger, about the merger, the plan to merger of Islamic banking in Indonesia. And here with us, Alhamdulillah, we have two speakers. First is Mr. Farouk Alwyni. Assalamualaikum Pak Farouk.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Pak Muhammad, apa kabar? How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Okay. And also here with us also we have Dr. Iman, Muhammad Iman, Sastra. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Dr. Iman.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Apa kabar?
Alhamdulillah.
Salam.
Assalamualaikum Pak Farouk ini Pak Fani.
Salam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Iman, how are you?
Alhamdulillah good. Long time no see. Last time met I think 7 or 8 years back when I was in Indonesia.
Yes, we met in our house, yeah.
Exactly, Doctor.
Yes, it's good that I see you again.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah.
Although online now.
Due to pandemic.
Long time no see
Yes.
Okay. So also wants to welcome all the participants, probably from Indonesia and also from other countries that would like to join our discussions. So as a introduction, me, the Muhammad Fani Al-Farisi, the moderator. I'm a lecturer at the Universitas Andalas in Padang, and also researcher at INIEF. So this topic basically, very timely that we have these discussions, because this is as an agenda, an agenda of government of Indonesia, particularly the Ministry of State-owned Enterprise, that they would like to merge 3 banks, 3 Islamic banks, BSM, Bank Syariah Mandiri, BRI Syariah dan BNI Syariah. So to discuss further about this issue, so we would like to hear the presentation and also the opinion and also thoughts from our distinguished speaker here, Mr. Farouk Alwyni and Dr. Iman. And we hope that we can get more ideas about the prospect of this merger, because Indonesia, given that we are we can say that we are the biggest Muslim majority in terms of population in the world, but in terms of Islamic banking and Islamic finance, we are still lagging behind Malaysia and other Middle East countries, from the in terms of asset and also the facilities and infrastructure. Okay, so to first, I would like to give the first chance to Pak Farouk Alwyni to present his ideas and also thoughts about this merger. But before we let him to present his ideas or his presentation, I would like to introduce him. Mr. Farouk Abdullah Alwyni has number of activities and also joined with PT Alwyni International Consulting, and also he's a member. He was a member of the executive management of PT Al Ijarah Indonesia Finance, and also he served at PT Bank Muamalat from 2000 and 2011. That's his practical experiences in Islamic banking and finance, and also not only serve or work in banking and Islamic financial institutions. Mr. Farouk also served as co-founder Center for Islamic Studies in Finance, Economics and Development. And he also delivered lectures in Perbanas and program in University of Indonesia. And with regard to his educational background, he got his bachelor in Perbanas and Master of Art in Economics from New York University, MBA in International Banking and Finance from the University of Birmingham, UK. And currently he's also pursuing his PhD research on Islamic-based development in the University of Science Malaysia, USM in Penang, Malaysia. So also Mr. Farouk has a level 5 certificate, the highest of 1 to 5 ranks of the Indonesian best certification body of the risk management. Okay, and last but not least, Mr. Farouk also speaks and writes about Islamic finance and economic issues in local as well as international forum and media. And he was also the one of the under this Islamic 500 list. And this is a collection of individuals considered influential in the development of Islamic economy, or as the title this guidebook says, the 500 who make the Islamic economy. Okay, then next is I will give the opportunity to Pak Farouk Alwyni to deliver his presentation. Okay, Pak Farouk, you have 30 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Pak Muhammad. Okay, I tried to share screen, but I couldn't for my part, because the host disable participant screen sharing. I mean, whether you will,
okay.
Screen share, you need to enable me to screen share the presentation.
The host, please.
Okay.
Make
okay,
us
I will.
co-host.
Okay. Let you become a host.
Just make it co-host, no need host.
Okay, Pak Farouk, you can.
Okay.
I think you can share your
I see.
presentation
Okay.
now. Your screen.
Okay. Let me. Oh, okay, Pak Muhammad. Thank you. Okay, let us start. I think, thank you for the introduction. So I will just start now the presentation. So I will talk about this, as mentioned, okay, about this issue of the merger and acquisition of the Indonesian bank, okay. In the pandemic time, this is an opportunity or a challenge, okay. So this is basically my talking point, okay. First, we will see the size of the Indonesia's Islamic banking industry. And then, we will see also the major players of Indonesian banking industry, okay. Islamic and the conventional one, and then the size of Indonesia's Islamic banking industry from a global perspective, okay. Pak Muhammad before mentioned, okay, about, that, we somehow still like behind, and we will see the number here, okay, a number of comparisons. And then we will have a look at after that, okay, the major players of global Islamic banks, okay, and then where is Indonesia's position there? And then we discuss after that the impact of merger and acquisition on the Indonesian Islamic banking industry, and opportunities and challenge and conclusion. Okay, without further ado, then we will, start with that. Okay. Sorry, this is sometime, this is freeze. Let me just. Okay. Okay. Now we see how is this? The Indonesian Islamic banking industry at the moment. Okay, we see that as of June, okay, 2020, our market share is still 6.13%. Okay, Indonesian Islamic banking industry. So somehow it has gone beyond the 5%, okay, the psychological level. We were trying, okay, to reach that 5%, okay, for a long time. So now, since I was the member of the management of the bank Muamalat, okay, and then the leasing, okay, we were trying to break that level. Now, at the moment, we have, gone beyond that 5%, but still, we have a long way to go, okay. With this 6.13%. Okay, we will see later. Okay, how other countries perform. Okay, because we are the largest Muslim country, I believe that we are supposed to have much larger market share. Okay, than this 6.13%. Okay. Okay, let us now go next. Top 10 Islamic bank. Okay. This is the top 10 of the Islamic bank in Indonesia. Okay, these three banks. Okay, as of June. Okay, basically they are the three largest. Okay, as of the end of June 2020, the Bank Syariah Mandiri. Okay, Bank Syariah Mandiri has been there for some time. Okay, and then BNI Syariah, Bank Negara Indonesia Syariah, and then the BRI Syariah. Okay. So the new things now is the bank muamalat. Okay, I served once. Okay, as the director in this bank. So now we were lagging behind. Of course, there is long discussion. Okay, but we don't discuss about bank muamalat now. Why this bank somehow now is being left behind. Okay, so these three banks now they are the three largest. Okay. So let us have a look at, okay, I will change, for the slide, okay, a little bit, because you see what happened. Bank Muamalat, used to be, traditionally, they have been in the second position for a long time, okay. So let me share, okay, the other file, just my writing, okay, before, okay, because I always okay, let me just show. I hope everybody see. Let me test from the from the moderator. Did you see the? Okay. Just 1 minute. Moderator, before, did you see my the presentation?
Yes, Pak Farouk, I see it.
Yeah? Okay, okay. Let me just make sure before. Okay, just 1 minute. Okay, let me now open again.
Yes, yes, can see. Yes.
Oh, okay, you can see now, yeah? The update on major player of Indonesian Islamic banking industry, yeah? Did you see that one? Are you seeing that?
No, we cannot see, sir.
Oh, okay, okay. Let me.
No.
Okay, just let me.
No.
Okay, just 1 second. Okay, now I think you have to see. Okay, now I believe you can see.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, okay. You see that one? I mean, I wrote this in 2016. Okay, so Bank Muamalat, for some time, it has been in the second position. Okay, like 2010, 11, 12, all the way. Okay, actually, until recently. Okay. Of course, they have this internal issue about, the shareholders, and any other issues, okay? But now, we saw together, in my slide, okay, that, they have been in the fourth position, okay? Now, let me just go back again to the presentation. Okay. But now it's interesting, okay, two Sharia windows, we see there, the fifth and the 6th, okay, CIMB Niaga, okay, and then this is another actually, state-owned, bank, okay, this BTN, Bank Tabungan Negara, okay, Sharia, rank 6, okay, this is still Islamic window, so that's why this bank, they cannot, join, this merger because they are still the, this Islamic windows, unit usaha Sharia, we call it here, okay. And then, Maybank Sharia, and then we have this Bank Aceh Sharia. Bank Aceh Sharia used to be the conventional bank, okay? So around 1 or 2 years ago, this bank is converted, okay, into Sharia bank, okay, by the regional government of Aceh. Okay? So, and then, we have this Bank Permata Sharia, again, Islamic windows, okay, and BTPN Sharia. So this is basically, okay, the top 10 Islamic bank in Indonesia based on the asset. Okay, let us now, move. I don't know. This is sometime, the slide, I don't know, sometime, after some time they freeze, okay. Anyway, so now let us have a look at, okay, the top 10 bank in Indonesia based on the asset, okay. So, because you see, we expect that after the merger, there is a Sharia bank, okay, in here, okay. So we have here, okay, the first one, this is as of September 2019, okay. We have Bank Rakyat Indonesia, Bank Mandiri, Central Asia, okay. So where will it be, okay, the bank after the merger, okay. So it is estimated, okay, it will be around this, it will be in the 6th or the 7th rank, okay. So it will be, then the Sharia bank finally will be one of the, top 10, okay, Indonesian banks, okay. So after the merger, okay. So this is the situation here. Still, the state-owned like Bank Rakyat Indonesia, Mandiri, and then we have private bank here, Bank Central Asia, and then we have the CIMB Niaga regional bank, okay, basically, okay. And then we have the regional bank also like OCBC, okay, OCBC NISA. So this is the latest, this is September 2009. Okay. So now let us have a look at the global comparison, okay. Top countries in Islamic banking asset 2018, okay. So Iran is still leading, okay, here. This is in 2018, okay. We will, but this is the latest, the updated one. So Iran is number 1, followed by Saudi Arabia. Because why Iran is number 1? Okay, because after the revolution, okay, they converted, okay, the financial system of Iran, okay, into Islamic financial system. If you remember, this time of the Ayatollah Khomeini, okay, most of us perhaps were still kids, okay. It was in 79, I think that was the revolution. So they converted the banking system, all the financial system, okay. So I used to go to Iran, a number of times when I was in IDB. I used to work in Islamic Development Bank in Jeddah. So Iran was one of the countries that I was assigned, okay, to look after, okay. So I was quite familiar, with the condition there. Okay, then followed by Saudi Arabia, Malaysia is the third, okay. So we see these Gulf countries, okay, Gulf countries still, dominate, okay, the top 10, banking asset, okay. We have the Saudi, UAE, Kuwait, the GCC, okay, Gulf countries, Qatar, Bahrain, okay. Now Turkey, okay. So we are in the 10s here. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, we are the 10. So still, at least, we are in the top 10, okay. But then we can do better, actually, okay. Okay, and then let's have a look at, okay, share of global Islamic banking asset, how much we contribute, okay, to this global Islamic banking asset. So this is based on the data from the Islamic Financial Service Board, okay. So Indonesia contributed to around 2%, okay, of this global Islamic banking asset, okay. Still dominated, as we saw before, okay. So Iran and Saudi Arabia, these two countries, have like over 50%, okay, of the Islamic banking asset, okay. So then, we have Malaysia, of course, our neighbor here, and then, UAE, okay, and then Kuwait, Qatar, okay. So we have this place where the Iman, okay, stay in Oman, but still Oman is a small country. It's, of course, 0.7 is still okay, okay, but their Gulf counterparts, somehow they have much better percentage, okay, like UAE, Kuwait, Qatar, okay. So Indonesia, we need to somehow, okay, make it bigger because, in terms of the population, of the economy, I think we are the largest here, actually, okay. We are in the G20 with Saudi and Iran, we're in Turkey, but then actually, in terms of the GDP, we are the largest, actually, but the proportion of the Islamic banking asset is still 2%, okay. So we see together, things need to be done, okay. So here, and then let us have a look at here the Islamic banking asset and market share. Okay, so the green, the green one is this is the Islamic banking asset. Okay, the red dot, you saw all the red dots. Okay, the market share. Okay, so we saw this, Iran and Sudan. Okay, so they have 100%. Okay, market share. So Sudan also, they converted before. Okay, some time ago, okay, the banking system, okay, into a full-fledged, Islamic financial system. Consequently, the banking system also all has to be Islamic, okay. And then, the red one we see here. So we are here, okay, with the 6%, somehow we are still here. So some countries, many of them, they have more, market share than us, like Iran, Saudi Arabia, here Malaysia, okay, UAE, Kuwait, okay, Qatar, and then, we are relatively the same, with Turkey, but somehow Turkey is, newly active, okay, Turkey, because before, this very secular country, until the party, came to power, they slowly, change the condition in Turkey. And then still, they cannot call Islamic bank, they call their like, participation bank, okay, in Turkey. But somehow they are making progress. So we are here around the same with Turkey. So we have some countries like, even Pakistan, okay, Bangladesh, I think we need to be more than them actually. But here we are, okay, so we are around 6, so you can see here. So, and then, this is our, position as of the Q3 of 2019, okay. So here, basically, we saw the, Islamic banking asset and market share. So they make it here, according to this diagram is according to the, percentage of the Islamic banking asset, okay, from 100%, even Saudi Arabia all the way, okay, to other countries, okay, here. So this red dot here is the psychological level, the benchmark, okay, 15%, okay. So countries, okay, who have the Islamic banking asset share above 15%, okay, means that, the Islamic banking there is systematically important, okay. So here we are still not, systematically important here, because we are 6. So they make the estimate. It has to be again, okay, works need to be done, okay. Somehow I will raise this issue, okay, in later presentation, okay. What need to be done actually, okay. So now, let us have a look at, okay, our Islamic bank's position, okay, among the world, global bank, okay. So we have here, like, the highest, of course, Bank Syariah Mandiri, okay. And then in 2018, at that time, Bank Muamalat, okay, still the second highest. So we have these two, okay, number 33 and 47, okay. So the top 10, basically, we have 2 Malaysian bank, okay, the top 10. And then we have Saudi Arabia, Al-Rajhi, okay, the largest Islamic bank, okay, Al-Rajhi. And then we have this Al-Inma bank, okay, relatively new bank, okay, in Saudi Arabia, okay. And then we have the Qatar Islamic Bank, just to share, okay, Qatar Islamic Bank once, when I was still, the member of the management of Bank Muamalat, they want to, they participate in bidding, okay, to take over, but at that time, the deal didn't work out, okay. They want to buy Bank Muamalat, okay, at that time, okay. But somehow, the deal didn't go through, okay, for some reason. So we have this Qatar, okay, and then Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank, okay, and then we have this Iranian bank, okay, Persian bank, okay. So then, yes, I would like actually to share more complete, but I'm afraid, okay, we don't have enough time, okay. So let me just move first, okay. So what will be, okay, the impact of this merger, okay. So this is, I make some note here. The new merged Islamic bank will be the first largest Islamic bank in the country, okay, in Indonesia. Of course, like even Bank Syariah Mandiri is the largest. With other 2, of course, then it will be, the gap will be far, okay, between the first largest and the second largest, okay. Then Bank Muamalat will be the second, but then the term of asset will be, the difference is very big, okay. And then, in terms of the Indonesian banking industry, it will be at around 7 rank, okay. This, the post-merger bank, okay, the Islamic bank. So this somehow, it will be in the top 10. So, and then in the ASEAN, okay, ASEAN, it is estimated to be at between 5th and 6th, okay, in ASEAN Islamic banking industry, okay. So at the moment, okay, Bank Syariah Mandiri is in the 10th position, okay. So after the merger, it will be, between 5 and 6, okay. So we have, I think above this bank will be like, Maybank, okay, and then Maybank Islamic, CIMB Islamic, RHB, something like that, Malaysian bank, okay, mostly. And then, in the global Islamic banking industry, and then it will push up, of course, the BFM now, the current position, 30th position, and then it will be around 16th or 18th, okay, position in the global Islamic banking industry. So, let us see what, the impact of merger and acquisition, okay, in the positioning of the Indonesia in the banking industry. On one side, there is need. Okay, of course, I mean, we need to have this major Islamic bank. Okay, because in banks, okay, size matters. Okay, so it helps in creating economies of scale. Okay, and then it is expected also that it can enhance competitiveness. Okay, for example, like arranging syndicated financing. Okay, because I know based on my experience, when we go outside. Okay, for example, when I was still in this leasing company, okay, owned by Muamalat and then two Kuwaiti banks. Okay, when I was still the management, I used to go to the Gulf countries, to Dubai. Okay, mainly. And then when we want to, invite other banks to join our syndicated financing, normally they will ask us, okay, how much you will put the money, okay, because normally they want the the arranger, okay, to put more. Somehow at least to put money, okay, significant amount of money before we can invite other players to join, okay. So then with bigger bank, okay, so it is expected that it can somehow, okay, arrange like syndicated financing, okay, for big project deals, okay. Like I had experience before, yeah, like financing to syndication is for the purchase of the 3 helicopters, okay, before under the Ijarah deal, okay. It was only $31 million US, okay. And then other my syndication experience, like when I was in IDB, Islamic Development Bank, okay, IDB used to finance like this Bangladesh Petroleum Corporation, almost to the tune of $1 billion US, okay. But of course, IDB need to put the money to show other participants, okay, look, we put like say 25 million, 50 million, and then we expect others to join. So it is, expected that bigger Islamic bank should be able to do that, okay. And then but I have to mention this, okay. On the other side, it is important to note that this measure will not increase the market share locally, okay, and internationally. So unless the bank itself could make a major contribution in fostering the Islamic banking market share, so this measure will not increase, the market share, okay, locally, regionally or globally, because this is basically still the same, okay. The 3 banks, okay, they have their own share, okay, market share. So we just make it into one entity, okay. This is what we need to note. I think one thing is, okay, that it will not increase the market share. So then this is an opportunity or a challenge, okay. It can be both. I saw, okay, an opportunity and a challenge at the same time. I consider this an opportunity because this is the time to accelerate the digitalization of banking services, okay. Islamic banking service is not an exception, okay. So measure, during the time, somehow, it is expected to speed up because, we now, after this COVID things, okay, at least, after the first, our PSBB, large scale social distancing, is in March, okay. So then, it has been like around now 8 months, okay. So people get more familiar, I think, with the, digitalization of banking service. More and more bank, okay, compete, okay. Some bank, even you don't need to go to the branch, okay, to open, the bank account, okay. But of course, this bank has to compete, okay, with like regional player like Maybank, Islamic, CIMB Islamic, because you see, I have number of bank account. This bank, okay, I have a local Islamic bank and regional like Maybank and CIMB Islamic. I saw that this Maybank and CIMB Islamic, okay, they can offer service where you don't need to pay a transfer fee, okay. So, this is competitive, okay. So not single of our, Islamic bank could offer that, okay. Bank Syariah Mandiri, Bank RI Syariah, BNI Syariah, okay. This is what, we expect that the new bank, okay, the level of service, they have to upgrade, okay, the level of service, okay. Because I believe this is very important, okay. I used to have this, supervise this division of service also in Muamalat, because I believe that Islamic bank need to provide, good service, okay, excellent service. I mean, we don't expect bank people to come just because we are, Sharia bank, okay, but we need to be very competitive. So then we expect that this new bank, okay, could compete, okay, with this Maybank, like CIMB Islamic, okay, in terms of this, offering, okay. Because you see, these two banks, I saw also, the connection with the when you want to invest, in the mutual fund, okay. Somehow they have more complete, okay, features, okay. This is what the new bank, okay, this bigger bank, okay, they need to be able. We hope that big, doesn't make them, like it become slower, okay. So big, it has to also, I mean, the speed also, it has to accompany the size, okay. Okay, and then the next one, it could be challenged because you see whether we like it or not, okay. During this time, even the OJK, okay, the Financial Service Authority has estimated that the non-performing financing, estimated to increase, okay. I mean, NPF, non-performing financing, okay, where some, companies or people, okay, fail to meet their obligation, okay. So the NPF increase. So when you put together bank, okay, so you have to address this issue, okay, about this. I mean, the increase of the non-performing financing, okay. And then other issue is market expansion, okay, because during this time, okay, whether we like it or not, COVID-19 has affected many businesses, okay. Of course, like the first airline industry, travel, okay, but the implication of that, okay. I mean, businesses at the moment tend not to expand, okay, at best, okay. At worst, they close down, okay, and then they default in their banking obligation. So this is the, I mean, the challenge, okay, that need to be considered, okay, because like, our GDP rate, okay, has turned negative in the last 2 quarters, okay. Of course, many other countries also experience the same, but since this is, major initiative, then, it has to be addressed, okay, this issue, okay. MPF, okay, that, we expect, very, very slow, okay, market expansion. And then, this is finally, okay, it is actually not a new idea, okay. I think it was discussed this time of Dahlan Iskan, okay, as the state-owned minister. Let me share my writing, okay, here with my other, okay, let me just show you. So just 1 second, let me show you my writing before, okay. I wrote this in 2013, okay, when this idea of the big Islamic bank, okay, was floated. Just 1 second, okay, let me, okay. Okay, I share screen now. Okay, I hope that everybody see here. Okay, establishing a major Indonesian state-owned Islamic bank. Okay, so you see, I wrote here in 2013. Okay, here 2013. So we discussed about this already. Okay, about the need to have the big Islamic bank. Okay, but at that time I tend to agree on this. Okay. At that time, among the discussion is that we convert one major state-owned bank, okay, either we convert like, for example, BRI, Bank Rakyat Indonesia, or BTN, Bank Tabungan Negara, into full-fledged Islamic bank, okay. So then, if we do this, then we really make an impact, okay, in terms of the market share. So we don't need BRI Sharia, for example, okay. We just convert BRI, Bank Rakyat Indonesia, into a Sharia bank, okay. So then, I wrote somehow here, okay, because I compare, our, at that time, okay, our Islamic bank and the Malaysian Islamic bank here, okay. Because like Bank Syariah Mandiri, the first one with 5.1 billion in asset at that time, okay. We are still, I mean, below this RHB Islamic, okay, in Malaysia, let alone with the Maybank Islamic. So, somehow, I mean, converting will have bigger impact, okay, than merging like this. And then, just to share my experience, actually, last time I was appointed to be the head of the selection committee for this KNEKS, okay, Indonesian This is the Komite Nasional Keuangan Syariah, okay, Indonesian Islamic finance body, okay, set up by the government, okay. I was interviewing, okay, a number of the management because I was in the selection committee. I mean, I interviewed them. The current head, okay. I actually interviewed him, okay, the general director, okay. I told him actually, if you could convert, you need to, coordinate, with other ministries. Think about converting one of our, state-owned bank, okay, into Islamic bank, okay. Then your work is 50% done, okay. At that time, he said, yes, that is one option, But then, we saw that, this KNKS, couldn't do that. I don't know what is their constraint, okay. But this is, our situation. So let me now going back again, okay, to my presentation. So, but then, not to, undergrade to discount this effort. This is an effort anyway to progress. At least, this is, they want to do something, okay, this Minister of State-Owned Enterprise, although I prefer conversion, okay. So, because, as I mentioned previously, it will not enlarge the market share, okay. But it may enable the bank, okay, to and contribute to the expansion of market share. But then we need to have really good, management, okay. And then at the end, to grow successfully, it will need like, strong value system, I spent like, 13 years, okay, in the Islamic banking, okay, industry first, of course, in IDB, okay, in Islamic Development Jeddah, and then in the Muamalat Group, okay, first in the leasing, and then the bank itself, okay. Strong value system is important because you see this HR, the human capital, this is, not just, Islamic bank, just we are busy with this, akad things, okay, Islamic from this akad perspective, but the value, okay, Islamic values, okay, maqasid, something like that, this is very important, okay, like this ethics, okay, integrity, something like that, okay, of course, this is Islamic system, but now, even in the West, okay, they realize this importance of ethics, okay, integrity, So this is very important, okay, because most of this, default, okay, most of this non-performing financing is because of this, like the member of the management of the bank sometimes, like made collusion, okay, with the customer, whatever. Then bank, the credit get default, okay, after some time because you don't do proper, due diligence. Okay, then the next, of course, good corporate governance. Okay, you need to have, very good GCG. This is important. Okay, good corporate governance and risk management, of course. And then product innovation. We need to, offer product innovation. We need to able not to compete only among the Islamic bank, okay, but also with the conventional bank. Okay, this is, very important. Okay. I used to tell the director of Bank Syariah Mandiri when I was the director of Bank Muamalat, we don't compete between us, I told him, okay. We need to compete with this conventional bank, okay, the top conventional bank, okay. And then the service excellence, okay. Syariah bank service is everything, actually. So they need to have very good, service, okay. And then lastly, and then of course, sound technology, okay, and network. I remember I was in the committee of the core banking, okay, when I was in Bank Muamalat, okay, we invest like, $10 million, okay, to improve the technology, okay, the bank, to compete, okay, Islamic bank, they need to have this also, okay, especially nowadays, okay, and in the future, okay, the pace of the digitalization, economy is moving faster, so Islamic bank should keep up with that. I think, with that, I end my presentation. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yes, please, Pak Muhammad, I pass on to you. the moderator.
Where's the moderator?
Perhaps there is a connection issue, or Pak Iman shall continue.
Maybe Pak Moderator been going backside.
Okay. Perhaps Buweni, I believe, is the organizer too. Buweni. Okay, I think Pak Iman shall continue. I think, because we will need to have, I think, after this the question and answer and things.
Okay. This one,
Hello?
Johnny Setia.
Yes, Buweni is there. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Very much. Yeah.
Is away. I don't know. Problem maybe with his connection.
Yeah. I think Dr. Prani, he has problem. I mean, with the connection. So inshallah, I will take it over. Okay. But thank you very much. Anyway, for Mr. Farouk Alwyni, it's very challenging, the topic. So we just waiting. Yeah. What actually the next? Yeah. The impact of the merger between, Bank Bank Indonesia Syariah, BNI Syariah, and Bank Syariah Mandiri. Hopefully, this is the challenge for Indonesia to become one of the hub for Islamic bank in the world. Okay, without further ado, we will continue for the second presenter, Dr. Muhammad Iman. So this is your turn, Dr. Muhammad. You can start now. So thank you, Dr. Farouk. We go for the second presenter now, Dr. Muhammad Iman. Okay, Dr. Muhammad Iman, you can start now.
Please set me up as a co-host, no need host.
Okay, let me introduce Dr. Iman first. Dr. Muhammad Iman Sastra, now he is currently, wait, yeah. He is currently a head of Sharia Al-Yusr Islamic Banking in Oman, Arab Bank. He has more than 10 years experience in Islamic finance industry, such as commercial Islamic bank, central bank, takaful company, Islamic private equity and venture capital, foreign exchange, training institution, and Sharia advisory. At the same time, he also has teaching experience in many universities in Indonesia, from degree to PhD students such as Sultan Qaboos University in Oman, Higher College of Technology in United Arab Emirates, and also teaching in Universitas Indonesia, Trisakti University, Islamic University of UIN, Syarif Hidayatullah Jakarta, Universitas Al-Azhar in Jakarta, Universitas Gunadarma, and Universitas Pajajaran. He also delivering many papers in international conferences such as Indonesia, Malaysia, Taiwan, Iran, Sudan, Azerbaijan, Italy, Thailand, and Saudi Arabia. He also published several papers on Islamic banking and finance in international reputation journal. Dr. Muhammad Iman Sastra Mihajat, also well-known Sharia expert in Indonesia. He holds a LLB Sharia from Azhar University, Cairo in Egypt, and a postgraduate diploma in Islamic banking and finance in International Islamic University Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, and also took a Master's of Finance and PhD in Islamic banking and finance in Institute of Islamic Banking and Finance in International Islamic University Malaysia in Kuala Lumpur. Okay, please, Dr. Iman, this is your turn. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Weni, for inviting me for this wonderful sessions, which is currently, being hotly discussed in the market, especially in Indonesia. I think this is the good topic to discuss because Indonesia is the largest, Muslim population in the world. They have to take, to play a pivotal role in the Islamic banking and finance industry. Why we are fall behind? Because we are, not that much concerned about the, Islamic banking. We are just wants to grow the Islamic banking and finance, grow naturally. While in fact the better is the Islamic banking is the one who has support from the government. So those countries who are successfully grow the Islamic banking and finance industry is because of the governments play a pivotal role in this kind of successful story. So why not Indonesia is one of the largest Muslim population countries take a part? If we cannot say take a major part, at least some part of this slides cake, we call it, in order to take a part in the global role. So I think this through the experience of the other countries such as GCC. So I will take some example of DC experience during the merger, although they are also having the merger during this pandemic era, right? Okay. Before Dr. Farouk Alwyni has been shared with us regarding the the overview of the Indonesian market as well as the global market. Okay, my part. My part will touch specifically on the merger and acquisitions aspect, how this merger acquisition will impact have a big impact to the Islamic banking industry, and from the local spread as well as in the global aspect. So right. So the topic that I have taken is that the merger and acquisition of Islamic Bank amid the COVID-19 outbreak, GCC experience. So how GCC has been able to merge and acquire banks during the pandemic as well as before pandemic. Right? So before we are going to that issues, let's take a look at what is major acquisition in banking. Right? We have to understand why people need merge. Sometimes merger is not required. Sometimes it is required, especially in during the challenging era. For example, such as during this COVID-19 outbreak, because through the merger we can do more while the cost is less. So merger and acquisition is defined as consolidations of two or more banking entities. So if like Indonesia, in 3 banking entities, they are merged together in order to set up one institutions. So where merger is the combination of 2 or more banks to form into one, while acquisition is one of bank is taken over by another. So for example, we do have before a spin-off era, while in the unit Islamic banking unit they want to spin off from their parents bank in order to form a one Islamic banking as a full-fledged. So what they do, they take over a small bank, and they are forming into one Islamic bank as a full-fledged subsidiary of their parents bank. And the reasoning behind the merger and acquisition is generally given is that 2 or more separate banks together create more value proposition compared to being on the individual stand. Because being too smaller is not that good, because you cannot able to penetrate the market. You cannot even to come in the market. So for these two small merge into one, you're able to compete with the market with more value propositions, uh, and also bigger channel you can have on that after the merger. So with the objective of the merger inclusion is a wealth maximization, of course, in order to gain higher capital, as well as if you want, you can able to expand globally and try to keep to penetrate different opportunity in different jurisdiction. For example, you are not only can focus in the local market. For example, you're able to also to go the outside your local market. For example, like if in Indonesia, you can go to Malaysia, you can do other other Asian region, or maybe you can also compete with the GCC market, right? So there are always, before starting the merger, as you can see, people try to see when they have limitations in doing things. Both are together, having discussions, and normally they see, can we have a merger together in order to build up something new and big, compared to the current what we did. So and this is the merger idea coming in acquisitions. So why merger and acquisition is required from the banking industry? It is because in order to earn potential large scale of customers. For example, before, you are not able to provide the very highly net worth individuals because of the products and as well as services limitation that you have. While during the merger, you can have this big customers, like for example, a very high net worth individuals who has billions US dollar in their account, for example. And second is the capital access. For example, currently you are having only limited access to capital. For example, you are only have, for example, maybe 1 trillion 1 trillion rupiahs. You are only able to compete with the bank in the book two, right? You are not able to compete with the bank on book three if Indonesian, from the Indonesian perspective. So in order, like for example, in currently the banks, Islamic Bank Indonesia, mostly they are in either in book two or book three. Through this merger of the three, biggest Islamic bank in Indonesia, they can have a higher capital, and they are also can shift from the book two or three into book four. They are not compete anymore with the small Islamic bank, because they are now, their competitor is the conventional bank. So you are able to compete with your conventional counterpart, right? Because your product and service excellence is more compared to the normal banking, Islamic banking industries in Indonesia. Efficiency, of course, why people need a merger and acquisition, because if you are merged into one in a bank, because the cost is not much different, and the profit will be given big impact on that one. And also before, you have a cost of 2, now you can reduce the cost into 1.1 or 1.2, means that your profit could be increased during that merger after the merger time. And also talent and team upgrade. For example, in the small banks, it is difficult for you to upgrade the team to manage the talent, because of the limitations of the budget that you have, right? And also because it's not easy for you to hire good talent people to your bank, for example, right? And the next is because you want to go global, in order to go global, as the Dr. Farouk, mentioned earlier, when he went to Dubai, for example, he wants to do a syndication. While people always, how much money do you have? How much in your fund you want to place in this kind of fund? At least, for example, you have at least 10 million US dollar, for example. While if you are a small bank, you are not able to do that, right? And the last is the business gaps filled, for example, products, IT channel, and etc. From the IT, because if you are small bank, you cannot invest in a good IT, services, for example, because IT, the core banking system, a channel, and so on, is coming from the big, IT providers, which requires you to invest at least millions US dollar. While if you are a small bank, you cannot invest as much as that, because you want to gain profit out of the cost of that, right? So in general, can you see that the merger and acquisition is good or bad? Because we can see the picture, because before the merger, people are able to work independently, work professionally, but after the merger, is not necessarily. Some got some not able to breathe, even example. So this is because of sometimes the communications of the management to the employees is not that proper. So that's why the art of communication is generally required during this merger and acquisitions in your era, right? So like for example, in the Bank Sharia Mandiri now, Bank BN Sharia, the management should able to interact with their employees and as well as stakeholders, just ensure them that this merger will able to give you from the customer perspective, able to serve you better compared to now. From the employee's perspective, you're able to convince them that this merger will give a good impact to their career, for example, right? So this proper communication has to be established from the beginning, right? You can see these two pictures. Sometimes people, they said, okay, we do merger. No. After all several discussion, then finally said, no, we are not merger. We do acquire. We acquire you. So you are now our, maybe a subsidiary. Maybe it can be say, we control you now, right? So this communication should be established from the beginning, not in the middle. Will be if a not proper communication is established by the management and the shareholders, it will be have a negative impact during this merger. Now, so during the merger, this is always an issue. If the merger is successful, who will be the CEO? For example, if Indonesian case, so who will be the president director, for example, right? This is only issue. Okay, fine. If you are you appoint that president, what about me, for example? Because we are now representing the shareholders, right? Are you choosing me or him, right? This isn't the issue. This is the same thing like what we did in Oman when we merged all the managements, gathering in one big room. There are always, when we see the same head is shaking hand together, our thinking maybe maybe both CEO is shaking hand. We don't know, and who is the new CEO later on? Is it you or me? This is always, and also all the heads or chief, for example, chief information officer, they are shaking hand together. They always questioning in their hand, in the head, who will be the next chief open, or maybe you, maybe me. This is always question. So that's why the importance of the shareholders board to communicate with all the seniors management in order to convince them there is nothing happen in the future, and this in order to again merge smoothly, right? But remember, through all these good conditions, in a good future of the merger, there is always also negative impact of the merger. And the first is, for example, a poor culture fit, because for example, in Indonesia they have three independent Islamic bank which is merged into one, for example. So how you manage this culture? Because some bank, they are used to work professionally, fast, and easily, and they used to do a teamwork, while in other institution they are for example, they are used to have a late response if there is a things. They used to do, for example, bossing in their department. It's not easy to do a teamwork with this. So a failure to assess cultural fit, it will give a bad impact to the banks, right? So it just make sure to truly communicate and double check that employees are adapting to the changes. So of course, it's not easy to adapt the changes, but you have to face it, right? And the second is not enough commitment from the shareholders and the decision makers. If the shareholders do not provide full commitment with enough time and resources, of course, it will impact the bad image of the bank itself. For example, if, for example, the shareholders do not want to inject capital as the requirement in order to grow the bank, it will make the merger and acquisition is felt. And the next is the customer impact on the perceptions. For example, reputation. How we manage if the customer responds emotionally. For example, they are not they don't want to have this merged bank, because they are prefer this one bank into another bank. So you have to communicate from the beginning. You have to issue the statement to all the stakeholders in order to maintain the trust of the customers. Next is the compliance and risk and consistency. You have to agree both these three banks should agree on the approach in order to avoid the panic. The last is the very important is there any layoff? You can see from the news that has been spread in Indonesia, while government saying you don't need to worry because this merger, because we are combining three banks, you will still work in that in the same position, for example. But this is in order to maintain the eager from the employees, in order to eager to work again, in order to successfully achieve the merger objective. But yes, it is not always true. But again, and after the merger successfully done, because for example, three heads, it becomes in one bank we don't need three heads, for example. So how do you put the other two? This is the proper communication from the government should be maintained properly, right? So in that case, why communication is so important during merger and acquisition? You can see this picture. Sometimes the word is make big impact on the agreement. These two people said, we would rather you merge with us than we merge with you. Actually, it's the same, but the proper communications that you are able to do, the better merger results will achieve, right? So now we have an issue. There are some mergers failed in the history. Why the merger is failed? Because the communication is not achieved. The agreement is not achieved. For example, who is the owner? Who is has the voting rights? Who is able to choose the new CEO? Who won? Has the major impact on the every annual general meeting, for example, and how much my share, for example. If they are not agreed on the share, the price of a share in each, they will not achieve the the merger and acquisition. They, for example, always the management issues, because each shareholders they want to place his trust person in order to control the bank, right? And also poor communication as well. And the last is defining the future focus. What you want to be in this bank in the future, for example, because some people they love to be retained in the same market. For example, if they are retail bank, they want to still focus on the retail. If they are some they want from moving not only retail, they have want to focus on also from the in a corporate banking, because in corporate banking they can finance higher than normal financing. There are also people wants to focus on not only to that, they wants to do also investment banking. Like Indonesia, we do have securities, right? And this one example of the failed merger in Oman, which is happened recently in 2016. Well, Bank Sohar and Bank Zofar has ended the merger negotiation with the, and so the Bank Zofar is a little bit bigger compared to Bank Sohar after the set, because they are unable to reach the agreement on certain issues related to the tie-up. Because here maybe the issue of they want to appoint the new CEO, while others entities they want to appoint another person. So this is the issue. And also they are not agree on the price per share, for example, and so on. And right, from that communications, we have to inform every day, every week. We have to inform the staff in order the employees do not always question. For example, to which states now the merger, to which states. So every week at least you have all the the seniors should communicate to their own staff, in order to make sure they are still in the right track, right? So this is, you have to understand that the top 10 global player in Islamic banking industry in the world is from GCC as well as Malaysia. We are still fall behind because this is taking from the end of 2019, while the Dubai Islamic Bank is still having 60 billion US dollars, while currently they have is more than 83 billion US dollar, right? Before Quiet Finance House is the second place, now is Dubai Islamic Bank. They are jump higher almost reach to Al Rajhi Bank. So this is the top player in Al Rajhi Bank from Saudi Arabia, Dubai Islamic Bank from UAE, Kuwait Finance House from Kuwait, Maybank Islamic is number 4. It's from Malaysia. Even on the 2019 last year, they're able to have bigger assets compared to the parent bank. This is the first time in the history of subsidiary and parents bank company. The number 5 is Qatar Islamic Bank, 42 billion, and 6 Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank in UAE, and this Linma Bank from Saudi Arabia, Persian Bank in Iran, and Masraf Ryan from Qatar, Bank Ryan from Malaysia. This very interesting is the Iran. As you know, Iran, they are arguing that their all their central banking and banking industry is Islamic. While this is just to share with you, maybe the first time I see Iran in Oman, they are working under the conventional banking framework. Yeah, because they said they are Islamic, but they are not. Because in Islamic in Oman, they are working operated under conventional framework. While our visiting in Iran, for example, in the last 9 years back, the discussion about Islamic banking is not that happening, because according to them, Islamic banking only a measure of replacing the word interest into the profit. So this is is not true, because there are many consequences of when you are converting the conventional into Islamic, right? So after the merger of these three, we are expecting from to become 9. This is as of expectation of the project Amana advisor. But in fact, Indonesia Islamic Bank, after the merger of with, if it is with BTN Sharia in the future, we will be maybe number 15, only because we only reach to 16 billion. If because Emirate Islamic is number 15, but if we ask only 3 Islamic banks merged together, we are still fall behind. Maybe we are on the 20 class of the total of global Islamic banking ranks, right? So this is the merger scenarios that I expected to happen, at least on the core. Maybe first stage is A, for example, in emerging bank Sharia Mandiri Bank BNI Sharia Bank BRSA Sharia, because on the local ranking will be the 7th biggest bank in Indonesia, with the assets of 207 trillion and equity to 20 trillion. So the global rank we will reach into 20. But if in the future the bank BTN Sharia will merge also with the existing project, our asset will reach into 236 trillion, with the equity of 25 trillion. Our rank still on the 7th locally, but the global rank will already able to jump 5 points, which is 15th. And the third scenario, these 3 banks is converting bank BTN. We are converting into Islamic bank, and then we merge with the existing. So our assets become at 512 trillion, right? The equity is 37 trillion, and our rank in the local market is 5th, and the global rank is 6th. So after merging converting in a BTN and merge with the existing merger Islamic bank, then we are able to go to the global rank to 6th, right? But the fourth scenario, the D, if, for example, as Dr. Farouk said, if Bank BRI converting into Islamic, then we can go beyond, because the consolidated asset of the merged and the converted one is become 1,536 trillions, and our equity is become 212 trillion. Our rank in the Indonesia will be the first not only Islamic but also in conventional, and also in the global rank we are already we are able to compete with Alwyni Bank, which is the first. Now we will become the first Islamic bank in terms of the equity, in terms of the assets, in terms of the everything, right? If these scenarios is able to to do, we are become the first and ranked Islamic bank in the world, right? Okay. So after the merger and acquisition, we have to have organization and business and as well as HR integrations. First is we have to do legal process authority approval. For example, propose to the concerned authority for formal approval, brand and long-term target. We have to design also what is the brand that we want to have, name of the bank, as well as proper communication with all the stakeholders. Business, IT, and product mapping. We have to map also the corporate, retail, consumers, product, IT, security, information, which core banking system you want to have, for example. So, and it will reduce a lot of cost in terms of IT and security information. And as well as product mapping, you have to compare each banks, what they have a product. If it is similar, you have a similar, you don't need to have, again, in this kind of bank. If you have others which is, again, required in the market, you have to able to, transform the that product into this entity. Ensure integrations what kind of HR system you want to have, people mapping, HR policy, and remunerations. Because as we can see now, during this merger conditions, many Islamic bank, Bank Sharia Mandiri, BNI Sharia, they are try to promote their employees in order to have more in a better grade compared to before. So you can see people are promoted from senior manager to an assistant vice president, from assistant vice president to vice president, from vice president to executive or senior, something like that. So the last is so what is the opportunities and challenges during the merger and acquisitions? Market share, if we are able to do a scenario 3 and 4, we can increase the Islamic banking market share within the country. Not only within the country, but also globally. Human resources, layoff, early retirement, or in a golden check, it is normal and during after the merger successfully, because yes, maybe there is no layoff, but normally they are asking early retirement, for example, is normal. They will give you a better benefit, for example, like pensions benefits better compared to the their HR policies. Bank status, who is the owner, always the issue with the parents bank, who is the subsidiary, who is has a voting right, for example. So this is very important, because these people they will try to have a control on that in the new banking entities. Capital injection, where is the capital having in a book 4 status is very important in the current pandemic era, because you are able to invest in the not only in the local market, but also the global market. Market focus you have to decide from the beginning, and then you want to only focus on local or international retail or corporate or investment bank, because I believe after this merger, this Islamic bank also they have to have their own investment banking in order to going overseas. For example, if you want to be issue the sukuk, right? From the Indonesian jurisdiction perspective, you have to have at least securities company, right? For example, if the new bank called Amanah Bank, we will have the Amanah Securities, for example. Better product service level, of course, through the merger, we may have a better product service level in having a good, more infrastructure, a good, HR talent. This is very important, because in order to provide better service excellence, you have to have also a good infrastructures and good, people. And from retail and corporate to investment bank, we will have a large scale of the market. And the last, we will have a better IT system, of course, because we are able to invest more compared to the previous one. So this is from the banking, from the Indonesian banking perspective. Let's have a look of the GCC experience of Islamic banking merger and acquisition. In 2017, National Bank of Abu Dhabi successfully merged with the first Gulf Bank to become the first, the largest conventional bank in the MENA regions, and the second, largest bank in the GCC and the North Africa, for example. The total asset combined on these two banks become a first Abu Dhabi bank. Now the total asset combined is as of Q1 2020 is reached to 335 billions Arab Emirates dirham, or equivalent to 81.7 billion US dollars. So through this merger, hundreds of jobs are cut. It is normal, because they want to do the efficiency, right? From this first Abu Dhabi Bank, they have Islamic windows. They call it first Abu Dhabi Bank Islamic. Yeah, right. But the asset is not that big, because it's only when it's equivalent to 5 billion, US dollar. So it is not that have big impact from the Islamic windows perspective. But the current, what is just happened in November 2020, the Dubai Islamic Bank is able to has been successfully acquiring Nur Bank, right? Before to become a Dubai Islamic Bank. So now become the largest Islamic bank, in the world, second after largely, because the total asset combined is 300 billion or equivalent to 81 billion in US dollar. While in the many staff of Nur banks, they are laid off, more than 500. But those who are in Dubai Islamic Bank, they are secured and successfully record a time during the pandemic. So this is the real study case of merger acquisitions of Islamic during the pandemic. Maybe inshallah the bank Sharia Mandiri, bank BNN Sharia, as well as bank BR Sharia able to do the same on the I think February 2021. What has been just in Oman as well, Oman Arab Bank has been successfully acquired Al Islamic Bank. After acquiring the Islamic Bank, the combined asset is equivalent to 3.7 billion Omani Riyal, or equivalent to 8.23 billion. And after the acquiring, Oman Arab Bank merged Al Yusr Islamic Banking entity into Al Islamic Bank. Now Al Islamic Bank, they are working as a subsidiary of Oman Arab Bank, become second largest Islamic bank in Oman. Total assets is 900 million or 2.3 billion. They are successful merged on October 2020, although during a pandemic. Okay, this is my end presentations. If you have any questions, please you can ask after this presentation. Thank you very much, Dr. Alwyni, and as well as INIEF Sumatra in Utara University, as well Andalus University. Will end. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Iman, for your enlightening presentation. Yeah, so I'm back. Sorry for the technical problem just now. Okay, so as it is mentioned in the Zoom meeting that for those who want to ask questions, so you can just write in your questions in the chat box. And some of the questions for the participants, yeah. So yeah, I think both of the speakers can response. Yes, I just read one from Khatibul Umam. Yeah, there are the question is there are several stakeholders that must be considered or protected, such as customer, employer, third parties, and also with respect to the fair competition in society according to the law on company. So okay, based on that situation, how your analysis about this issue in the case of merger BSM, BNI Sharia and BRIS. Yeah, I think you can, Pak Farouk and Dr. Iman can respond to these questions. How about the, the interest and also the, these customers and other parties, stakeholders related to this bank, will they be negatively affected of this merger?
Okay, Pak Muhammad. Thank you, Brother Iman, also for his presentation. Let me just respond. I saw before that there is question also from Ibu Intan, yeah, Nur Rahmi, from Unisba. So I think it is somehow, yes, it is related. So first one, I think, I will start from this Bu Intan, okay. Will the growth of the Sharia bank resulting from the merger be hampered, okay, by restriction on, this is the Article 17, blah, blah, about, this is the issue about the prohibition of the monopolistic practice, okay, and fair business competition. Okay, from this perspective, okay, what I see is now we have 14 banks, okay, full-fledged Islamic banks, 14. And then, we have 20 windows, Islamic windows. So the total we have around, 34 banks. So the merger of 3 banks, okay, in my perspective, I believe it will not, affect this, because people still have options, okay. If they are not happy with this, new bank, there are still options with the, we have now 14 full-fledged Islamic bank, okay, and then 3 will be one. So then, we are left with 12, okay. So still, I think, still a room for competition there. So I think for number 1, that one, perhaps later Dr. Iman would like to respond also. The second one, this is interesting. I think, this is about, I read on the other day, okay, about, when bank is becoming too big, customers become small, okay. So this is, in terms of this like customer service, okay, and then, any other issue, okay, when bank become like, too big to fail, whatever. So how about this case of the merger? Of course, this is, still, it is related with my first response. We are not short of choices, okay. Now 14 become 12, and then we have 20 windows, okay. And then this windows is quite aggressive, okay, especially this is the regional bank one, okay, the subsidiary of the regional bank like Maybank Islamic, and then the CIMB Islamic, because I am the customer. The CIMB even send somebody to come to my place, okay, for me to open the account, whatever. So I think in this case, it is not affected much. People still have options, okay, still have option. If they are not happy with this merger, okay, then, there are still, other competitors, okay. And then it is very important, to have this for the customer also, to have the option, so they are not stick with, one bank. So like you open more than one bank, then you know the difference, which one is better in what aspect, okay, something like that. So this is true for me. I leave it to moderator whether, perhaps Dr. Iman would like to respond before we move on to other questions.
Yeah, Dr. Iman, you can respond, please.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Fanny. Actually, of course, I agree with the question regarding the question. We have to able to secure our customers. So that's why during the integrations, the banks has to have proper and qualified human resources in order to avoid some kinds of issues during the integration process, is especially IT part, because through our case, we for example, we are sending message to the customers that, for example, during this from this time period, for example, from for example 10 in the night up to 2, for example, in the early morning, you are sorry for you are not able to access the the mobile banking, internet banking, because we are still in the process of integrating, merging the customer base from the previous into the new one. For example, in the case of Bank Sharia Mandiri, Bank BNI Sharia, Bank BRI Sharia, they have, I think they are already decided which bank to be, the place of merging the customers. If, for example, the core banking system of in the Bank Sharia is the bigger compared to the the other two, so I believe the Bank Sharia will become their IT will become the as the a place of merging all the customers from BRI Sharia and Bank BN Sharia, because the customer base in Bank Sharia is bigger compared to the other two, and yet they will appoint IT team lead. Like, for example, we are also appointed as for example, me appointed as a Sharia team lead in this merger. we have to manage this the smaller issues that happen will affect our customers. So so I think that it's not easy to have a merger with a huge customer base, because in Oman, for you, why? Because why it is successfully managed in the 1-2 months basis, because our customer is only 20,000s, while in the Indonesian case, Bank BNI Sharia have millions. For example, 100,000, and BRI Sharia also 100,000 into million, and so in order to merge this customer base is not that easy. So that's why it's required a tremendous effort from the banks, it's in the bank Sharia and the teams to do this merger smoothly. We have to able to communicate as well to the concerned stakeholders. For example, like the customers, you have to inform them that there will nothing happen to your account, that nothing, it will not affect anything your financing, maybe because sometimes it happens also. Different core banking system will give effect. For example, changing a little bit, if it is not much, on EMI, for example, expected monthly installment, for example. This also happened to because two different core banking system, or maybe two different method, they are set up during the product implementation process in the IT system is not that easy, right? So we have to able to see how to how to able to solve this some kind of bugs in the core banking system. So so that's why this is to avoid panic from the stakeholders perspective as well as from customers. But yes, from the employees perspective, that will be got affected. We cannot say they are not, but I think the managements and shareholders, they are already designed something how to provide better pensions, remunerations, so that the people who are get a golden check is not they are leave the company happily. For example, I heard that many banks now, some banks now, they are already try to propose to the staff to do early pensions, for example, with the 30 and times in salary, 40 times up to maybe more than that. So this is become a real concern to the governments and the shareholders in order to make the merger smoothly, and in order to avoid panics from the stakeholders. Finish, Dr. Fani.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Iman and Pak Farouk. Okay, next questions. Okay, let me read first from Pak Rizkullah. What value proposition to be created for the Islamic banking industry and for Islamic economic system as a whole? And he also asked how important is getting better rank in the world for taking advantage of the domestic market, as there is no way and no need that the merger bank compete internationally. Yeah, and okay, let me wrap up with the next question from Cynthia Dinda. Yeah, will merger and acquisition of these three Islamic banks be able to get lower conventional bank? Okay, Pak Farouk and Dr. Iman.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Muhammad. Okay, Pak Rizkullah, I used to have acquaintance. Pak Rizkullah used to be, is this the one, just to confirm, Pak Rizkullah, are you the one who used to be the director of BNI Sharia?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay, how are you, Pak Rizkullah?
Fine, thank you.
Okay. Okay, long time, yeah. We met once when I was still director of Bank Muamalat, when I visited your office, I think.
Yeah. Very good, okay. Very good topic.
Yes. Okay, well, it's interesting about this value proposition, okay. to be created for the Islamic banking industry, for Islamic economic ecosystem as a whole. I think, you know, I had some colleagues, okay, before, okay, the story of this merger. This is, of course, conventional bank, okay, like this Mandiri, okay, before. It took some time, okay, like raised also by Dr. Iman before, okay, to become like, you know, a new identity, okay, for the new bank, okay. It took like, you know, a number of years, okay. So when Mandiri, you know, was established, and then at that time there was like BRI, okay, Bank Dagang Negara, I think Bapindo, okay, and some other banks, okay. So I believe that it will go through the same process, okay, with this Islamic bank, newly merged Islamic bank. And then value proposition. This is very important because you see, you don't end up just being a new, bigger bank. So this bank, the new one, I mean, you know, what is the impact? I mean, you know, for the society, for example, now we know, okay, the trend in the global business about this ESG investing, okay, where the business now care not only about making profit, okay, but how the business make an impact on environment, social, okay. I mean, you know, even the issues of human rights, okay, and governance, okay. This ESG investing now is quite popular, you know, in the Western countries. So of course, then, you know, I saw somehow this value is related, okay, with the Sharia, okay, with the Islamic values, when the business need to care also about, you know, social aspect, okay, governance, environment. So this is the new bank. Of course, there is expectation not just, you know, become a new big bank, but then, you know, in terms of the impact to the society, and then also in terms of the answering to the critics, okay, because, you know, as somebody who spent some time in the Islamic bank, I used to face the criticism, okay, from the people. What is the difference, you know, between the Islamic bank, okay, I mean, you know, and then the conventional bank. I mean, the value, of course, okay, the impact that we can make. So this is, of course, we expect that this is, I mean, you need to be taken into consideration. As I mentioned in my conclusion, okay, about this value system, okay, good governance, innovation. Actually, I like the you know, this statement from this you know, Maybank, okay, to be honest, humanizing financial services, okay. They have the term, okay, about humanizing financial services. So this new bank, I mean, you know, they really need to add a value in terms of like, you know, making an impact, okay, like, you know, developmentally also, okay, for the country, like, you know, contribute to the infrastructure financing. I mean, you know, more friendly, you know, toward customer. It actually related to the previous question, okay. Not because you are now become bigger bank, then you become more distant to the customer, okay, not responsive. So this is something that has to be avoided, okay. So, I mean, they need to come up with this, I think, to really, you know, create value proposition, okay, for the Islamic banking industry, and then to add value, okay. I mean, we need to bring here the substance, okay, of this Islamic, I mean, you know, finance, not just the form. So I believe that, you know, this is, I mean, you know, I mean, of course, the challenge for them, this question from Pak Rizqullah, okay, to come up, to add value, okay, to the, I mean, you know, to this environment, and then to create more substance for the Islamic finance. And then the next question, I mean, you know, getting better, and yes, I think this is interesting also. I mean, you know, what is the point? I mean, you have a big bank. I mean, you know, if the service, I mean, you know, it's not getting better, the impact that you are making to the society is not improving, okay. Those who are in favor of the big bank, of course, then they will tell that, you know, with the bigger bank, then, you know, here you can, as we discussed, okay, you can make impact in terms of like, you know, financing major project, financing deals, okay, that can have impact to the society, you know, something like that, okay. I mean, you know, and then perhaps this is about the pride, okay, the national pride. You have your bank, you know, to be one of the biggest bank, okay, in the the world, okay, or in the among the Islamic bank, okay. So something I think it is about that, but this is not enough, of course. I agree that making this such a big bank, I mean improving the rating, but it has to be translated, okay, into a real quality service, okay, to the people, and then the impact it can make to the society. So the next one, Ibu Cynthia, I think will people change their bank? Okay, this is not, I mean, this is what I mentioned before. Okay, when I was the director, I used to mention that, we cannot just expect people to come to us because we are Sharia bank. Okay, we need to be competitive. I mean, even the non-Muslim, for example, they can come to us because they feel that, I mean, our bank can provide better service, okay, better innovation. So it will again go back, okay, to the management of the bank that will, I mean, drive this bank. I mean, this is because, this measure will not increase the market share automatically as we discussed before, okay? Because basically this is still, I mean, the existing market share, okay? So they have to be able really to compete, okay, to capture, market share from other conventional bank, okay. So then it will go back, to the product innovation service, mentioned also by Dr. Iman, technology, okay, something like that, okay. This new bank, I mean, this is just the beginning, the way I see. The measure is the beginning. After that, they need to translate their size into their service, okay, and then into their impact to the society. So this is, I think, or me perhaps now, I pass it on again to Pak Fani, please.
Okay, thank you, Pak Farouk. Okay, Dr. Iman, your response.
Okay. Right. Thank you very much. I absolutely agree with Dr. Farouk. This having biggest bank, biggest Islamic bank in the Indonesia, as well as one of the top 10 in the Asians. It should be not only having quote quote and big names, but as well we have to able to translate this word big bank into the better service Islamic bank. While maybe previously we are not that a good response, fast response to our customers and stakeholders. I think it is time for us to change to become a world-minded Islamic bank. It's not only having a good brand, good bank is in the world, but we have to able from the new management have able to transform this good image into the real or better service to their customers. Having the top 10 list in the world is not that important if we are not able to do a lot of things to the economy of the country, and if we are not able to provide good impact to our customers, it is nothing. So it is time to the new management of this new Islamic bank to prove themselves that these merger results will give a positive impact to the all stakeholders in the Islamic banking industry. Yes, and I can say why become a bigger is important, because we are able to do more in order to see the more that we are doing is to prove that we are able to do more compared to before. All right, because the more money you have, the more you can expand, the more you can able to help to stabilize the economy during especially during the COVID-19 outbreak, for example. This is like, for example, you can see not from the banking perspective, you can from the country perspective, like Qatar is small, but they have a lot of funds. You can see the impact of having a big fund and having a big banking institutions, they're able to expand in many countries, including Indonesia, like QNB, for example. So in that things, we are not still not able to penetrate the Asian market as well as the global market. While compared to our neighbors, if we are cannot compare to a GCC country which is far away, even our GCC countries, they are able to expand the market to Indonesia, while Indonesia, who is the largest Muslim population in Indonesia, even we are struggling to play in our internal market, local market. So this is things in thought beyond now this top globalists. Not only this, because we are able to expand more to do more, right? Like for example, now in Panin Dubai, is also owned by Dubai Islamic Bank. Maybe the next is, for example, Indonesian Islamic Bank. They are also owned in the shares in the Dubai Islamic banking market, or as well as in the Malaysian market. For example, not only Malaysian who are able to do the business operation in Indonesia, but we have to have also the operations in the Malaysia and also other regions. This is the thought beyond this one. I think there's of course, I believe Rizqullah is not better because he's our teacher in Islamic banking. He's already a long time back is already involved in the Islamic banking area. I think that was my small thought. Dr. Fani, please.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Iman. We still have time. The last questions from Ustadz Sudarmawan Sambidi from Connect. Yeah. How the merge of these Himbara banks are able to adapt to institutional transformation in terms of having a strong and focused vision, organizational development supported by the best talents, and more adaptive to millennial and the target market alignment. Okay, Pak Farouk and Dr. Iman, your response. Pak Farouk first, maybe.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Fani. Of course, I mean, this is a question, good question to be addressed. I mean, later on to the, I mean, the management of this newly merged bank. Okay. Okay. And then we here, and then as as an analyst, I mean, and then of course expectation is there, as I mentioned before. Okay, we really need to have like a good bank that good in a sense that making an impact. Okay, good service, product innovation, vision. Then I am interested also, with the issue raised by Dr. Iman about, we should not just see, other banks coming to us, okay, like this Dubai Islamic Bank, okay, by the shares in the Panin, okay, and then like in Muamalat, of course, okay, we have banks, okay, from Kuwait, like Bobian Bank, okay, in Muamalat, okay, and then IDB is there still, okay. Of course, IDB is not that like we consider foreign because they are like multilateral organization. Then we become member of this organization also. Okay, Indonesia has share, and then the idea of we, for example, enter into say like Malaysian market or Thai's market, okay, other market. So that is because you see the things for us is the market share in Indonesia alone is still, I mean, large. I mean, the main challenge now at the moment is for this bank, okay, with this vision, okay, good organizational development, okay, good talent, and then how they could contribute, okay, to the expansion of the market share, okay, to the enlargement of market share. Now we are 6.12%. This measure will not do anything to that. We are still 6.2%. Now, the primary responsibility is to them, okay, because they will own over 50% of the market share of the Islamic bank. So they need to contribute. I mean, say now in our Islamic banking market share 6. So with their presence for 2-3 years, then they can contribute into, more than 10 years, sorry, 10% of our Islamic banking market share. Because, I mean, Malaysia now, I think is going for 40% of the target. Of course, as raised at the beginning, I mean, also by Dr. Iman, I believe that the bottom-up initiative, okay, is good. But then the top-down policy is also important. Okay? So, if we look at the history of the Islamic banking in Malaysia, government interfere. Okay, interfere. Of course, there is intervention here, but then at that time, like in Malaysia, for example, they make like a fiscal incentive. When you put money in the bank, and then you get your deposit. Okay, for the conventional, your interest, whatever. And then, from the Islamic bank, you get whatever it is called profit margin. Okay. In Indonesia, we have tax, okay, like 20%. Okay. 20 for the conventional bank and 20 for the Islamic bank. In Malaysia, when they want to push this Islamic bank, they lower it. Okay. For the Islamic bank, for example, you are taxed only 10%. So this kind of fiscal incentive, okay, I mean the top-down approach, I believe is important. I raised is also this issue when I interviewed this management of the KNS, okay, before they became the management, of course, okay, about this, the role that they could play to, I mean, talk with the government, whatever, with this. I mean, if we just rely on the bottom up, of course, this is good, bottom up, okay, you create awareness in the people, but it will take long, okay. It will need combination, okay, top-down approach and bottom up. And then it is supported by the good management. And then this political, I mean, intervention need to be minimized, okay, about the people who will sit there, okay, who have good political connection, whatever. So it has to be really on the merit basis, okay. Of course, sometimes we cannot avoid, okay, this political intervention, but then, we cannot sacrifice this bank, okay. When you put people just because of they know people, okay, they know somebody, a gift, I mean, for the political service, whatever. So, I mean, the stakeholder, the people need to watch really. I mean, we are in the Islamic banking, Islamic finance community. I mean, this is things that to watch also because, after they become the big bank, then of course, whatever it is mentioned, I think, it's good by this Pak Sudarmawan, okay, they need to bear with that, okay, good vision, okay, and then they need to have vision just bigger than just making profit, okay, because then normally, if we study from this book, Built to Last, okay, how the major companies, in the US at the beginning, I mean, profit is not just their objective, okay, they're bigger objective, then profit follow, okay, profit follow. Because like somebody who produce the medicine, their objective is to save life. Okay, and then of course, to save life, you need to, I mean, create good quality medicine and other things like the car, okay, something like that. The same with this Islamic banking. Okay, they need to have very, very, I mean, good vision how we can add value. Okay, contribute to the creation of this, maqasid objective of the Sharia. Okay, the betterment. Okay. I mean, the more human, financial system. I mean, people after from crisis to crisis, talk about this in the West, and then good management in terms of the governance. Okay, I mean, minimize this. Most of the NPF was contributed because of the collusion and things. So this kind of thing is important, and then this is the challenge that need to be borne. Okay, by this newly merged bank. Yes.
Okay, thanks, Pak
Yes,
Farouk.
thanks.
Okay,
Fanny, please. Yes.
your response, Dr. Iman, in brief response.
Okay, thank you very much. I believe this is, a big task to the new management of this three merged Islamic bank in order to prove they are, can adapt to the new, normal. They are able to, cap the market, which is, before the outside. Actually, when we are talking about the market, it's about are we able to provide our customers needs and requirements or not? For example, me as a let's say, for example, as high net worth individuals, I want to have Dr. Farouk, those who are not, I'm the person who coming to the bank. Should the banker is come to me in order to provide me a full of my needs and requirements in order to do in one time, for example. And also I have to have you have to have IT good IT based system, which is like, for example, internet banking, mobile banking, and so on. If maybe is SMS banking, although it is not that popular, but I have to have all these things in order to able to enter to the market. And also, if for example I forgot to bring my debit or credit card, I can able to pay through my phone. Maybe many people, they are still forget in order to bring their wallet, but they are not forget to bring their smartphone, because their smartphone is everything. So now Islamic Bank should also able to enter to this kind of platform, so that when I have account in this bank, I as a person, I don't need to again having another platform like for example Link Aja, for example, or maybe the government, because there's a government owns company, they will jointly having this kind. But as the bank itself, they have to have also this kind of payment platform. So if you are not bring your card, you can scan it through your smartphone, and then that's all. We in Oman also, we do have developed this kind of payment platform, jointly organized with the one of telecommunication company owned by the government, like a Telkomsel. Here we call it Omantel. These all things that we have to see the market requirement, the customers' needs. If we are not able to see the markets and requirements, we will fall behind. So it is time to for this new management to able to see the competencies of their employees in order to penetrate the global market, right? And because many we have to prove also to the our neighbors countries, and GCC, Indonesia is able to to enter to the global market. Like for example, we can acquire one in small banks to become our subsidiary, like what we that has been done by CMB Islamic and Maybank Islamic, for example. So this has been also will improve the image of Indonesians, market in Indonesians, population into the global market. You can see now it is very rare for Indonesians, citizens who are having career in outside the countries. We don't know what is the main issues, but and this is also will bring the image of Indonesian is the professional country where you can get the high professional standard of people in order to be hired in the global market. So this is also the image. The image is very important. You can see now why Malaysians able to to join in global market, because the image also having a good image in the global market. They can hire as a head of Islamic banking, head of sometimes is being CEO, for example. This is a time to show to the market that Indonesia also able to enter to this kind of professional market. That's all, Dr. Fani.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much to this both speaker, Mr. Farouk Alwyni and Dr. Muhammad Iman, for sharing their thoughts, opinion, and also their experience. We are glad that these two distinguished speakers they have professional experience in Islamic banking and finance industry, and locally and also globally. Also, both of them also they teach this Islamic banking and finance in university and college. So we hope that of course we have a big hope for this merger that can run smoothly, that can achieve what the government and also people of the Republic of Indonesia want to achieve. Yeah, because we are still lagging behind from our other countries in ASEAN and other Middle East countries. So, but still, a number of things that need to be considered. Yeah, let's say from Farouk mentioned about the professionalism. Yeah, but professional in selecting those who want to, those for the managers. Yeah, and also the CEOs. Yeah, and the board of directors, not based on political affiliation for sure. And yeah, of course, this is not just to reach the what we call as the status of too big to fail. Yeah, when they become too big, then yeah, of course, the government will do anything to save them. But not that's our intention for sure. So we need them to be big, then they can be a better bank. Of course, serves not only making profit, like mentioned by Pak Farouk, and also probably there are a number of challenges in front of us. Yeah, just like for particularly for the employees, for the customers, and also for the other stakeholders. Yeah. So also now we are in the Asian economic community when more competition will come from our neighboring countries, and of course whether we like it or not, we have to be ready. Though we are still in the pandemic situation, but for sure, maybe in the future, next year probably we will have more bright future, and for sure, hopefully that this plan will run smoothly, and inshallah everybody will get benefit from this. Okay, me as the moderator, thank for all the speakers, Pak Farouk Alwyni and also Dr. Muhammad Iman, for sharing their very enlightening experience and also ideas about these mergers and acquisitions. And I would like to thank also Dr. Weni and Pak Rizkullah, Ustaz Sudarmawan from CNEX, and all the participants who really want to get some ideas of this merger and acquisition. But I hope that after this, you're not satisfied. You need to get more information. And probably some of us will conduct like research about the potential of this merger and also the other scenario to improve the Islamic banking and finance industry. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Dr. Weni,
very much, Mr. Farouk Alwyni and Dr. Iman. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Fani, Dr. Farouk, and Dr. Iman, and Dr. Weni. Barakallahu fikum jami'an. Assalamualaikum.
Terima kasih Kak Weni, Dr. Fani, for arranging these wonderful sessions. Inshallah, we'll see you in Oman. Inshallah.
Amin.
We'll make the next discussion in Oman.
Inshallah.
Oman is
Pak Ugi also in Oman, right?
Oman is the only Gulf country that I have not visited.
Dr. Farouk, it's time for you to visit us.
Bahrain, Saudi, Emirat, Qatar, but Oman, hopefully.
Inshallah.
Okay, Dr. Iman, you have to organize an event for us.
Oman Arab Bank.
You know this, just so this is Pak Rizkullah, he gave his perspective. I think, I share, I think, in my presentation about, converting. I agree with him in that, to make a bigger impact, we need to convert, This is still the homework, I think, Convert one of that, major state-owned banks, okay, I believe that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Agree.
Yeah. That's better.
So that's why my fourth scenario, converting Bank BRI Sharia and merge with the existing merged Islamic bank. So it's become, that will be bring big impact rather than small, Islamic bank.
Yes. I think this is, I mentioned to Pak Sudarmawan, are you still there? I mentioned to Pak Venture actually when I interview him.
Yes, Dr. Farouk, I'm still here. Yeah.
I mentioned to Pak Venture when I interview him before he became the Director General of the KNKS. I told him that think about conversion, okay? Then I don't know, perhaps you will raise it, later in KNKS, okay? How they could raise this matter later.
Inshallah, we will discuss the matters. I think I think from previous insight also from Pak Dahlan before when he was Minister of State-owned Enterprise.
Yes.
He's trying he tried to to convert a BNI BNI to Sharia bank because from if you can look to the the bigger state-owned enterprise, every BUMN bank has focus, right? For example, like a BNI focus for UMKM, and then Mandiri focus for corporate, and then BNI. I think he tried to how to convert the BNI to the big bank Sharia.
So KNKS should be initiate these discussions, by inviting some who has have global experience as well as local experience, how to convert this big banks and become a major player in Islamic banking globally. So KNKS should initiate this from the beginning. What is the impact of this merger into the next Islamic banking industry? So Sheikh Darmawan should initiate the things.
Yes, Dr. Iman, inshallah we will discuss internally things.
I have a minute.
The stakeholder.
Maybe Mr. Sudarman, we can collaborate later on INIEF NKS. Right, Mr. Farouk?
Yes. Later after the term expire, perhaps. 5 years term, so we got to wait.
Pak Farouk and Dr. Iman.
Yes, Pak Rizqullah.
Ya, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam, Pak Rizqullah.
Waalaikumsalam, Pak Rizqullah.
Yeah, it's a very good topic actually and challenging. I have no objection about the theoretical perspective on the merger, or acquisition. But since these three banks are actually good bank, not bad bank, so I still don't have understanding what is the real objective of government to merge these three good banks into one bank. Okay. While we know that the number of Islamic bank, as Pak Farouk mentioned, still 14, plus the unit UUS, while we still have to serve so huge population Islamic Muslim people in so many different provinces. Okay, so instead of reducing the number of Islamic bank, the government should increase. Okay, the players instead the reducing the player, and a lot of consequences, negative consequences of merging these three good banks. Okay, we have tried very hard to grow these three good banks. Okay, and actually, it's only political commitment for the government to increase capital. Okay, not to merge. Merging the three good banks will only reduce the potential. Only potential for me is to squeeze the service to the people. Okay, so you see the three banks normally operate in the same area, so it is unlogical if we maintain the three banks, okay, in the same area. So they have to reduce from 3 to 1 banks. Okay, the employee elsewhere will reduce. Okay, and the opportunity. So, okay, we have 100, maybe more than 700 Islamic concentration, okay, in the university. Okay, and they have the prospective employee, so the employment opportunity will also reduce. So I don't quite understand the real objective of merging these three good banks. Okay, so I'm quite dissatisfied, okay, with this decision actually. But we have to see, okay, what will happen next.
Yeah, let us see now, because the official fashion, of course, they want to create, a major Islamic bank, the official fashion, of course.
Yeah, what is the important?
I agree with the confession, I agree with the confession. Because I prefer the confession,
Because the most important thing is to cater our own domestic market. Okay.
Yeah.
So if to cater our own domestic market, then we have to increase the number of the players, not to reduce. Okay. If you want to reduce, then we have to reduce the conventional bank. So this is the government should have the political will to reduce it.
Of course, the official fashion, they said that there will be no layoff. Okay. But in practice, sometimes it's difficult because you need to deal with the redundancy and things, in practice, like banking,
a lot of redundancy.
Core banking, whose core banking will be used, and IT people in every bank. Okay, I mean,
So actually, we will have face more complicated problem. Okay, and especially during the pandemic area. So every bank will consolidate their business, okay, and not to grow the business. And in this merger, they have to do their own homework, not to serve the people. Okay, I don't understand the rationale of merging these three good banks. If one or two the banks are in bad shape, okay, I think I can accept that. If these three banks are still
performing.
In the good condition.
Yeah. In fact, they are now outpacing Muamalat, the two, the BNI, and BNI Sharia, and then the BRI Sharia.
So size doesn't matter actually. Okay. Right now, what matters is how we can cultivate, can we cater the potential in Indonesia. Okay. Now our domestic market is taken away by international bank.
Yes. Among the
okay, I'm sorry.
For your very good opinion. So inshallah, maybe we'll have next discussion, with Mr. Rizqullah and Mr. Farouk.
After conference discussion.
I have given twice. I have given twice into webinars about about this case.
Yeah, actually the idea was very good, having merging a good Islamic bank, but merging is not from the GC perspective, is not only from the bad bank merge into one, but we can see the Noor Islamic Bank and Dubai Islamic Bank, they are two biggest in Islamic bank in GCC, but they emerged. Yeah, if the merge is only from looking from the bad, Islamic bank is not that from the Islamic banking perspective will bring a bad image to Islamic bank. Okay, this merger because this Islamic bank they are not perform well. But Indonesia proved also the same like what the proven by UAE. While three good Islamic bank they emerged to become the best. This is what I see from the government. It is from now maybe we cannot say anything, but after in February they have to prove themselves that this mergers is good decisions has been proven by Dubai Islamic banks in this month. They has been successful in acquire Noor Islamic Banking. They said this is merger. While they did what they did is swap ratio from the shareholders perspective. So while in the next idea it is good, adding the new players in that is also good. But if they are able to merge this, for example, after BRI, Bank BRI converting to Islamic Bank and merge into Islamic Bank, we can see how the big impact of the major player from the from the Indonesians perspective to the global perspective.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Iman, and also Mr. Farouk and Mr. Iskula. So I think inshallah we'll have the next discussion, and we'll invite Mr. Iskula as well, yeah. Same also with Mr. Farouk and Dr. Iman for the next discussion for this the impact of the merging, I think, for the Islamic banking development in Indonesia. So I will end our webinar today. Thank you very much for Mr. Farouk, Iman, and also Mr. Iskula. Just give the opinion for us today, and at least we know about what's going on, yeah, about the impact of the merger of Islamic Bank Indonesia and how actually this can be compared with the merger of Islamic banks in Middle East country, I think in GCC. Thank you very much. Inshallah, anything we'll contact you for the next discussion. Ya, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank
you,
Dr.
Fani, Dr. Farouk, Iman.
KNKS harus ini aktif nih.
Yes. Okay, I got to go for the Friday prayer.
Alright, thank you very much all. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
See you again. For a long time. We don't meet.